Got a room? I beg your pardon?
Get ready for a stay at the Fawlty Towers Hotel, where the staff is courteous, but the manager is someone to steer clear of.
Well, I must be punished then, mustn't I? You're a naughty boy, Fawlty! Don't do it! What am I going to do?
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 Fawlty Towers moments.
You snobs! You stupid, stuck-up, toffee-nosed, half-witted, upper-class piles of pots!
Number 10. The English Lord, A Touch of Class.
Would you put both your names, please? Well, would you give me a date?
I only use one.
You don't have a first name.
No, I'm Lord Melbury, so I simply sign Melbury.
Go away.
When a lord comes to visit his hotel, Basil Fawlty does all he can to make his stay perfect, including ignoring the other guests.
Would you mind moving to that table? Could I ask you, please, to move to that table over there? I'm so sorry to trouble you.
One such patron waits the entire episode for a drink that hilariously never comes.
A gin and orange, a lemon squash, and a scotch and water, please.
Certainly.
Right up until the bitter end.
Well, thank you very much, Your Lordship. Yes, I'm just talking to Lord Melbury, dear.
A gin and orange, a lemon squash, and a scotch and water.
I do apologize.
Of course, the real comedy here is Basil's attempt to endear himself to the Lord, and he falls hard when he discovers Melbury was a con artist all along.
Well, how are you, Lord Melbury? How are you, then? All right, mate? How's me old bucker?
Any valuables to deposit, Sir Richard? Any bricks or... I do apologize.
You bastard!
Number 9. The Hidden Door, The Builders.
Manuel Towers, how are you? It's nice today. Good. Goodbye.
Manuel is left to oversee a group of builders when Mr. and Mrs. Fawlty leave on holiday.
You men know what to do?
I think so. This is the dining room.
You are certain you know?
It looks pretty straightforward. We just got to block this one off.
Being the bumbling, non-speaking English sidekick character, Manuel is rarely in charge as he mostly serves as a foil for Basil's abuse.
Shut up.
Eh?
Shut up.
Oh, si, shut up. Yes, I understand.
Well,
Yes.
will you please shut up?
Si, I shut up.
Now, while we're away...
Shut up.
Shut up!
Eh?
This time, however, he's attempting to communicate with the builders while taking calls from guests, both of which are hampered by his failure to master the English language.
You are a hideous orangutan.
Manuel. Thank you very much.
Ultimately, Basil returns to find that the renovations have been cocked up, naturally.
Polly, what have you done with my hotel?
Number 8. The Health Inspection, Basil the Rat.
Shall I get you the wine list?
In the final episode of the series, the future of the dysfunctional and subpar Fawlty Towers is threatened by a health inspection.
The health inspector's just been things wrong with hotel. We put them right by tomorrow.
In an attempt to make the place spotless, Basil forces Manuel to get rid of his pet rat.
No, it's hamster. Well, of course it's a rat. You have rats in Spain, don't you? Or did Franco have them all shot?
But it ends up scurrying about the hotel instead. In hot pursuit of the vermin, Basil ruffles under a guest's table and through her purse, which puts him into conflict with a furious husband.
No, you know something. You're getting my dander up, you grotty little man.
It's impossible not to laugh while watching the tall and imposing John Cleese trying to sneak around to save his own tails.
Bomb scare!
What?
There's been a bomb scare.
A bomb scare?
Yes.
Yes, that's why he was searching in your bag. He didn't want to alarm you.
May I?
Well, I don't really...
Won't be. Just 1 moment. Thank you.
We had a call, you see.
Well, shouldn't you get everybody out?
Well, that's why we were looking under your table. We just didn't want to draw attention.
Number 7. The Lie, The Anniversary.
Well, can you remember the last time she did?
No, I can't, but then my memory isn't very good.
You can say that again.
Can I do it? Oh, thank you. I've forgotten what it was.
Basil has a bad track record for remembering anniversaries. So in the past, Sybil has had to remind him quite forcefully.
Does that stir any memories in you, Basil?
Memories? Agincourt? What? Anniversary of the Battle of Agincourt?
But this year, the grumpy hotel manager has something planned. However, he lets his wife stew in the certainty that he has once again forgotten.
Oh, Sybil! 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 No! Do you understand? I remember Sybil! There's a party, Sybil! I invite some people over!
Things, of course, backfire, and she runs off right before the party guests arrive to help them celebrate.
Everything all right? Bit of a bump. Just smoothing it out.
Instead of fessing up, Mr. Fawlty concocts some fiction about her being terribly sick. And as per usual, that quickly gets out of hand.
Sybil's not here, is she?
No.
There you are, you see. I told you so. I just saw her in the town.
What?
Number 6. Basil feels exposed, the psychiatrist.
No visitors in guests' rooms after 10 o'clock?
Oh.
Of the opposite sex.
A hotel owner that is a little too preoccupied with the business of his patrons, Basil becomes obsessed with proving that an unmarried man has snuck a woman into his room. In true Fawlty Towers tradition, this leads Basil to nothing but trouble.
This wall, we had some complaints from downstairs, so I'm just giving it a check, okay? Yes, I think that's fine.
He uses a ladder to spy from the second story, only to accidentally catch a glimpse of a different couple, which is quite the surprise for our favorite hotelier. This situation isn't just awkward, it also causes his wife to think he's a pervert.
Off a ladder?
Come.
What was he doing up a ladder?
He tried to see girl.
What?
He tried to see in room to see girl. She make him crazy. Come.
I see.
With a little help from Manuel's less than perfect English, of course.
Hello, dear. Just going to,
Number 5. Preferential treatment, the hotel inspectors.
Oh, I see you have a wide experience of hotels.
Yes, in my professional activities, I am in constant contact with them.
Are you? Are you really?
Yes.
Hotel inspectors have come to town, and Basil is trying to ferret out which of his guests could be one of them. After a few cases of mistaken identity, he finally settles on the most obvious candidate and attempts to make good.
How absorbing for you.
Yes, well, as much
So much more interesting than being a hotel inspector.
What?
Unfortunately, one of the more rambunctious customers is complaining out loud, which leads Basil to use his signature charm to silence him.
You want to run the place?
Do what?
You want to come around the hotel?
Eh?
Right, Mr. Hutchinson's taking over, Polly, so I'll have the omelette. I'm sure with his natural charm and wide experience, we no more problems. Come on, can't sit around all day. There's lots.
At one point, Mr. Fawlty even attempts to render the man unconscious.
Never mind, he's fainted. No!
Best part is that his sucking up to the assumed inspectors was all for naught.
You're not an inspector.
No?
Not on the side.
No?
Swear to God.
I tell you, I've nothing to do with it.
Thank you. Oh, thank you so much.
Number 4. Car troubles, gourmet night.
Kurt is drunk.
After a usual series of mishaps at the Fawlty Towers Hotel, Basil is forced to dispense with his pre-planned high-end menu and can only offer his group of high-profile guests various variations of duck.
So, this is your new menu. Duck with orange, duck with cherries, duck surprise.
What's duck surprise?
That's duck without orange or cherries.
He decides to go looking for other food items, but his car stalls. And in one of the series' best-known scenes, Basil verbally attacks his car and proceeds to hit it repeatedly with a tree branch.
Right! That's it! You've tried it on just once too often! Right! Well, don't say I haven't warned you! I've laid it on the line to you time and time again!
It's Cleese at his finest, using his physical comedy to deliver a sound beating. Number 3. The dead guest, the kipper and the corpse.
Oh, I say, but he doesn't look quite the ticket.
Well, Major, don't say anything to anybody, but he's dead.
John Cleese has described Basil Fawlty as pretentious, paranoid, and constantly yearning for a higher social status. So, instead of doing what any normal person would after finding a corpse in his establishment, Basil does his best to hide the body and avoid the blame.
Here we are. Another car strike. Marvellous, isn't it? Taxpayers pay millions each year to get the money go on strike. It's called socialism.
But not without first accidentally serving the dead guy breakfast and then trying to dispose of the body with as few of his guests noticing as possible.
He's dead!
It's all right, mister.
Shut up!
Oh, my God!
Slap her! Slap her! Slap her! Once she's hysterical, slap her!
Murder!
Slap her!
Murder!
Oh, spiffing. Absolutely spiffing.
Number 2. Imaginary chef, Waldorf salad.
Could you make me a Waldorf salad?
A what?
Waldorf salad.
Well, I think we're just out of Waldorf.
When a wealthy American guest comes to stay late in the evening and demands a Waldorf salad, Basil is distraught when he chooses to prepare the meal himself rather than pay his chef the demanded overtime.
Tell him if he doesn't get on the ball, you're gonna bust his ass.
When his scheme, which involves pretending there's a chef working in the kitchen, is discovered,
What are you making another Waldorf salad for? Don't give me some more. I'm not even. What do you think, Mr. and Mrs. Hammond, a mistake?
the American and other guests take him to task over his hotel's subpar service. This leads to one of Basil's most hysterical breakdowns and a short-lived walk-off.
Ah! I had to put up with from you people. You punts in here expecting to be waited on hand and foot while I'm trying to run a hotel here. Have you any idea of how much there is to do? Do you ever think of that? Of course not. You're too busy sticking your noses into every corner, poking about for things to complain about, aren't you?
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
Hello? There's nobody there.
Hello? Yes, I know she is.
Shut up, will you silly tart! Go away! My wife will hear us!
This is your wife.
Oh, what a terrible dream.
I wasn't expecting you.
Oh, weren't you? The Germans. Don't mention the war.
I see.
Number 1. Hitler Walk, the Germans.
Take care, Darren. If you can think of any more things for me to do, don't hesitate to call.
When his wife Sybil is in the hospital, Basil struggles to manage Fawlty Towers by himself. And between the hanging of decorative moose heads, the visiting Germans, the fires, and the frying pans, Basil ends up in the hospital with a concussion.
What is the point of a fire extinguisher? It sits there for months, and when you actually have a fire, when you actually need the bloody thing, it blows your head off. I mean, what is happening to this country? It's bloody Wilson!
An impossible man, he returns to the hotel, only to offend the group of Germans at every turn.
Entschuldigen Sie bitte, können Sie Deutsch sprechen?
I'm sorry, could you say it again?
You speak German?
Oh, German! I'm sorry, I thought there was something wrong with you. Oh,
Despite his pleas to the staff to avoid any mention of the war, he consistently brings it up himself.
Old differences forgotten, and no need at all to mention the war.
Sorry. What was it again?
Most shockingly, this results in an off-color imitation of Adolf Hitler's walk that drives the guests over the edge, and is reminiscent of the Ministry of Silly Walk sketch from Cleese's Monty Python days.
I'll do the funny walk.
Do you agree with our list? What's your favorite Fawlty Towers moment? For more hilarious top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
You have absolutely no sense of humor, do you?
This is not funny!
Who won the bloody war anyway?